As an Italian, to see pasta and rice together, for me was something weird, if it's the correct word to say, but I guarantee you that it's gonna be amazing, really. Your taste buds, they're gonna be blown away. Sara, tell us a little bit more about the history of the Koshary.
Koshary is a multicultural dish because it contains elements from different cultures. Pasta from Italy, rice from Egypt, lentils from the Indian cuisine. So workers and laborers were the people that loved this.
They enjoyed it most.
Yeah, the nutritional benefits of the lentils that used to fill them up for so long. It contains 2 carbs, so rice and pasta, obviously. The Egyptians mixed leftovers together to make a nicer dish, and then they started to add tomato sauce on top.
To season it.
To season it, to make it new.
Yeah.
It's like
to bring back to life, I guess,
exactly.
the flavors of all the leftovers.
Yeah,
right?
so it's not boring and they're eating leftovers. No, it's a new dish.
It's a very smart way of
approach.
thinking. Yeah.
Koshary was first made during the British occupation of Egypt, when Indians and Egyptians were workers, common workers. So the similarity you can see between these 2 dishes, the kishdi or kishri and koshary, is
almost the same.
Obvious. It's pretty much the same, even the name.
So guys, you are going to be up for a treat, really. I had the bite of it for the first time and it was an amazing experience. As an Italian, to see pasta and rice together, for me was something weird, if it's the correct word to say, but I guarantee you that it's gonna be amazing, really. Your taste buds, they're gonna be blown away. Really something new.
And that's why we picked orecchiette, because it also has 2 carbs together.
Yeah, correct.
Which is pasta and
potatoes.
And potatoes together. So that's why we're always trying to get these similarities between the dishes we're cooking each video.
Sometimes can be, I guess, the commonalities with the history and their background, how people have discovered it, how it's been shared throughout, Europe, Middle East, or other countries. So sometimes we just have a take on ingredients, or as in this case for our first episode, which by the way is gonna be split in 2 episodes.
One of each. I'm cooking my Egyptian dish, and then Stefano will his Italian version of the same dish or a similar one.
Yeah.
So that's our approach. Hopefully you
will enjoy.
You will enjoy it. Let's get cooking. We start off by peeling 2 medium to large yellow onions. Then slice them up thinly, not too thin to burn easily, and not too thick so they wouldn't be soft in the middle. Pour enough sunflower oil in a big frying pan, then add the sliced onions. But make sure the oil is not too hot, otherwise the onions will burn faster. Red onions, in my opinion, the skin is a bit tougher and loses its bright red color as they cook, becoming darker and not very pleasant. I always use the raw red onions in salads and yellow ones to cook with. So always keep the heat low all the time, so the onion loses all its juices and becomes crispy inside and out. But remember not to throw this frying oil away, as it has all the aroma and the fragrance of the onions, and we will use it to make the rice, chickpeas, and also the tomato sauce. While the onion is cooking, let's start cooking the lentils. In a deep saucepan, put some water and bring it to a boil. Then add the lentils, put the lid on, and leave to cook for 10 to 15 minutes or until cooked thoroughly, but not too soft. After about 10 minutes or so, the onions should be golden brown, and as you can see, it's ready to be taken off the heat on a paper kitchen towel. Now the lentil is ready, drain it and set it aside. In a big pot, add the cooked lentils, then 2 cups of Egyptian short grain rice, 2 cups and a half of boiling water. I always use the lentil boiling water to make the rice, but I totally forgot this time. It adds more flavor. Then add 4 tablespoons of frying oil, 1 tablespoon of cumin powder, it's always better to use freshly ground spices. Add some salt, and for this recipe, I use sea salt flakes for its fresh, clean taste. Stir the rice to mix everything together. Then leave to boil on high heat for about 30 seconds. Then lower the heat and simmer for another 30 minutes with the lid on. Season 1 can of washed and drained good quality chickpeas in 1 tablespoon of the onion frying oil, adding some salt, half teaspoon of garlic powder, half teaspoon of ground cumin, and give it a good stir. You can always use dried chickpeas and cook it yourself, but it will take more time. Do you know that hummus or hummus is the Arabic word for chickpeas, not just its paste? Once the chickpeas is nicely fried, put it in a bowl and leave it aside to use it for later. And now it's about time to check on the rice. And as you can see, the rice is perfectly cooked. Put off the heat now and give it a good stir. Boil 1 cup of your preferred pasta shape in a medium saucepan filled with salted water. When it's al dente, drain it and put it on a plate aside. You can always put some sunflower oil on top to avoid the pasta sticking together. And now, let's prepare the tomato sauce. Start by peeling and finely chopping 2 big cloves of garlic. Set a medium skillet on high heat. Pour 3 tablespoons of the frying oil. And when the oil is hot, quickly stir in the garlic for a few seconds. The garlic must not get brown or it will be ruined. Add a 1/3 cup of white sugarcane vinegar. It has a mellow taste, not pungent like the one made out of malt, so it doesn't affect the flavor of the whole dish. Add salt, 2 teaspoons of cumin powder, 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, pepper, some chili flakes as desired, and give it another stir. Take half of this mixture and put it in a little bowl aside. Then add the canned chopped tomatoes or tomato juice, along with tomato paste. Originally, it's a smooth tomato sauce, but I personally prefer a little bit of texture to it. So feel free to use just tomato paste if you prefer it like that. Leave it to simmer for a few minutes on low heat. You can always add boiling water to the sauce to adjust the consistency. Finish the vinaigrette mixture by adding a squeeze of lemon. Add a 1/4 cup of water, season with some salt, and mix them together. And now for the fun part. I usually add more rice and lentils and lots of sauce on top. So how you're gonna build up your own kushari is really up to you. Koshary. I really hope you enjoyed it. Next episode, we're going to cook orecchiette together.
And I can wait to share it with all of you. So I'm so looking forward. Please subscribe to our channel.
Like and share.
And don't forget to support us on Patreon. We really appreciate your effort. Thank you.
Thank you for watching us.
Ciao.
So next episode, we're going to cook.
To our channel.